Alright, today it's dividing fractions. So first we have a warm-up reviewing multiplying and simplifying and dividing. So go ahead, pause the video and complete your warm-up, and then when you're ready, restart the video and I'll go through the answers. So first, a review from yesterday, just multiplying fractions. Remember, you don't need a common denominator for this because this is saying I want part of this chunk. It's a chunk because it's not a whole. Okay? So I will go ahead and multiply. I know it's going to be positive, so I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind for my answer. And first I'm going to change these to improper. So negative 5 6 times, let's see, 1 times 5 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, negative 9 fifths. Okay, can I cross cancel? Yes, that's a nice one for us. 5 divided by 5 is 1, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 6 and 9 also, so divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I have 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. And if I remember, it's positive. So I'm just going on and changing this to 1 and 1/2. And it's complete. Remember, just review of simplifying. Negative 85 over 5. I know they can both be divided by 5, and the result is still negative because this is 1. I'm not really changing anything. So I'm going to make a little more room for my negative sign because I don't want to lose them. You know how that is. It happens. Okay, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 85 divided by 5. Some of you can figure that out in your head, but if you can't, it is not a big deal to just quick do a long division problem. 5 into 8 is 1 time times 5. So, 8 minus 5 is 3, carry the 5 down. 5 into 35 is 7, okay. 17, that's negative 17 over 1. That means I have a whole number, which is negative 17. And just reviewing long division, if it's in this kind of, when you were a kid, you wrote long division this way, make sure you put it into the long division format. Dividend goes in the house. And I'm not going to put the negative inside my work here. You can, but it kind of is messy for me. Divided by 4. So what I have to remember is it's on my answer. So maybe you put it up there in your answer space, in your quotient space. Okay, 4 into 3, 0 times. 4 into 38, 9 times. So that's 36. 38 minus 36 is 2. Bring the 2 down. 4 into 22, it goes in there 5 times for 20. And I've got 2 remaining. So at this point, I can either do some decimal business or I can put it into a fraction. Remember, this is negative 95 whole things, and we have 2/4 left over. Of course, that's 1/2. So negative 95 and 1/2 is your answer. Or you can put your decimal in here, put it in the answer, annex 0, and move on to negative 95 and 1/2. Okay, last one. It's already in long division format, so just practicing. 7 into 1 is 0. 7 into 15, 2 times almost. 7 times 2 is 14. We have 1 left over. Drag the 3 down. 7 into 13 1 time. And let's see, we have 6 left over. So again, we can move on to decimal format, or it's 21 and 6 remaining, right? Your remainder. How big are those 6? Well, they're little 7ths. Okay. So reviewing division, we actually multiply when we're doing dividing. So why does multiplying by the reciprocal work when dividing fractions? Is it magic? I think not. But it's so why do we keep it, change it, flip it? Why does that work? So I'm going to show you kind of 2 different problems. The why it works is better when I use this like one whole divided by 1/4. It's easier to see. So I'm going to draw my picture. Oh, sorry. Computer got a mind of its own because I can't draw that straight. Okay. So I'm going to draw a picture of one whole. I'm going to be kind of careful because I'm modeling an example, not just drawing an abstract art here. Okay, so there's one whole, so I would shade in, one whole, not fourths. All right, where am I? Sorry, I jumped ahead of myself. Okie dokie. So, one whole, I'm going to highlight the whole thing because it's a whole. I'm sick of saying that word. And then divide that by 1/4. So, well, let me make some more room here. Oh, I think my settings are going to pop up. Okay, so divided by 1/4. So I need to draw the same basic shape here. It's important that they're the same. So if you could see me, I'm measuring, but you can't. Okay, and I want 1/4. So this time I do need to split it into fourths, and I only want one of these. Okay, so remember dividing is, this is what I have, the thing or things I have, and I'm going to split it into groups. In this case, of 1/4, which is kind of different. I have to slice things, so what I'm actually doing is how many fourths are in one whole. Well, hopefully you know there's 4 in one whole, because I have to take this shape and see how many of these blue squares fit in there. Okay, so basically I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 whole blue squares inside of there. So my answer is 4 wholes, because I have 4 groups of 1/4. It's about how many groups you have, and not necessarily about how many, how the size of something when you're done. So that's why you're just multiplying by 4, because I know that there's fourths is really cutting something into 4 and making more of them. So I'm multiplying. Okay, so let's do some review examples of dividing fractions. Remember to keep it, change it, flip it. And we are going to start with 7/12 divided by -2/3. So always keeping track of your signs. I know it's going to be negative in my answer. If you need to write it down, then write it down somewhere. You know it's going to be negative, so you know you thought about it. And that way later you can hopefully see it to trigger the answer. Okay, so keep it, change it, flip it, because they're already they're already regular fractions. So keep it, change it, flip it, and multiply or cross cancel. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now 7 times 1 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8. And I know it's negative. So it's -7/8. Okay, now on to a mixed number problem. You need to keep it, change it, flip it. But I've got to get it out of mixed numbers so I can take care of the multiplying and the flipping. So -3 and 7/10. So it's negative, and then it's tenths on the bottom. There's 30 whole ones plus 7 more, so 37. I'm still doing dividing because I'm just changing it proper. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. Ooh, I know my sign is going to see negative times positive, so I know this one's going to be negative too. Okay, so now I'm ready to keep, change, and flip it. So keep it, change it, flip it, and cross cancel. Let's see, 10 into 4. well, I can divide those both by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Unfortunately, 37 and 9 do not have anything in common. So, moving along, 37 times 2 will be 74. And 5 times 9 is 45. And I know it's negative, so I'll put that on there. And of course, this is improper, so change it to a mixed number. 45 goes into 74 one. I know for sure one whole time, but I don't remember. I don't really know how many extra. So I'm either going to use my fingers and toes, or I'm just going to go over here and do a subtraction problem. 74, take away one whole is, let's see, borrow. 14 minus 5 is 9. 6 minus 4 is 2. So it's 29 extra. So it's negative 1 and 29 45ths. Okay, go ahead and start your homework.